Okay, what you just see is a sword opening with live blades. These are real blades. We are the White Crane Martial Arts demonstration team.
There's a camera here, Bubba.
The martial arts, the Okinawan martial arts, is based on the sword. The samurai came from Japan and invaded Okinawa and tried to take it over. The peasant farmers had nothing to defend themselves with. So they studied from the Chinese. All martial arts came from China. I don't care what Remo Williams says about Korea. All martial arts came from China. Kung Fu was first. Then it went to Okinawa. Then it went to Japan, and last to Korea. These are the major martial arts. Like I said, when the samurai came to invade Okinawa and take it over, the peasant farmers had nothing to defend themselves with. They had to learn to defend themselves open-handedly. And also with their weapons or farm tools. They turned their farm tools into weapons to demonstrate those layers. I'll explain what they were. Okay, we're going to start out with the class. A couple of basic techniques to show you the kind of strikes and blocks that we do. Don't dwell on basics because they get kind of boring. We just want to show you the types of strikes and things that we do. Okay, class formation.
The Centralia squares will be starting at the top of the bowl in the next few minutes. Oh, I understand they're going down.
They're not sitting
Forward-leaning stance. First strike we're going to do, normal karate systems will use a flat fist, and we also use this. But the Okinawans, as did the Chinese, utilize more penetrating blows, such as one-finger strikes, fingertips, open hands. These were the favorite techniques of the Okinawans and Chinese. So they will demonstrate a one-knuckle strike. This is for penetrating in between ribs, eyes, throat, soft areas of the body. We teach a very combative art. This is not an art form where everything has to be perfect. This is to defend yourself in the street. Great. Everybody. Ready? Eight. 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 Nope. You guys might want to get over the other. Walking backwards. Eight. 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 Nope. Okay, next we'll show a block. If anybody has ever seen the Karate Kid series, wax on, wax off. This is real. All of the history and theories and philosophies in the Karate Kid movies were true to life. They did their research. Okay? Train block. Ready? It. It. Huh? It. Nope. Backwards. It. It. Huh? It. Nope. And we'll do one kick for you. Stop. Unlike most of the art forms, martial arts, the Okinawans didn't use much of a snap in their kick. They utilized thrust kicks. The Okinawans were known for their very powerful kicks. They would thrust through their opponent so he didn't get back up. At one of the seminars down in Texas a couple years ago, one of the Okinawan masters was walking outside during a break. One of the black belt pros over there kicking on the building. And the Okinawan master went up
The
and said,
White Crane martial arts demonstration is now going on directly south of the announcer's booth.
He went over and said, no, that's not how you do it. He took his big toe and kicked a chunk out of the corner of the brick. They like to use their big toe and the heel for thrusting. Okay, jump over the Gary side thrust kick. Eight. Eight. Up. Opposite direction. Eight. Eight. Up. Okay. This is it for basics. So I want to show you a block, a strike, and a kick. Like I said, it gets kind of boring to watch them do these basics all the time. But this is an idea of how the Okinawan styles differ from some of the art forms or sport. Taekwondo, which is in the Olympics, is a sport. Judo, which is in the Olympics, is a sport. They go for points. They put on the gear, the hand gear, the foot gear, the head gear, the groin cup, the mouth protector, all that stuff they got on a suit of armor, nobody gets hurt. Okay? We teach you how to do business. Okay. Okay, okay, you guys have a seat. Yellow belt up front. Kata. Kata is a prearranged set of movements against an imaginary opponent. This is the way the Okinawan masters passed on their art to their students. Their specific way of fighting, their style, had to be preserved somehow. So they made up what is called kata. It's like a little dance with their type of fighting in it. Yellow belts are performed. By the way, white belts beginning, yellow belts are next. They're the next on the ladder. Green belts are above that, brown belts, and then you get your black belts. So they will perform a low-level kata. When you first come into our dojo or our school, this is one of them that you learn. Nidan. Hey. Okay, have a seat. Okay. A lot of the Japanese Okinawan systems will use this kata for beginning level kata to teach you the basic pivots, blocks, strikes, proper breathing, speed, form, power, all of that stuff. The next kata these guys are going to do called Kanshwa. This came directly from China. It's very fluid. You see a lot of open hand techniques as opposed to the real powerful closed fist technique.
Right in the middle. Dana on the end, Nathan, and then Pat in the back row.
I remember Dana. I saw it right there. Come on, you can go to umpire. I like when kata kind of learn function.
Good, thank you.
She's growing up.
Who?
Next kata is done by a brown belt.
It's a blue.
The higher level kata is called Seiwa Chin or the Tiger Kata.
What's her name?
This kata is probably 1,000 years old.
I don't have a dog.
This kata is
Yeah.
kata that was performed
Then the one in the middle on the front.
That was a real kata that they were
Nathan.
performing.
And which one was Dana?
Dana is the one with the long hair. And the front, that row there. Not, see the
Green
blonde.
belt? Or the blonde?
Not the blonde. See the blonde guy?
I see your wife.
Okay. Dana's on this side of the path.
Oh. This guy.
I don't know.
Take your phone. It's a hard powder too.
Mm-hmm.
This also is a Chinese
Oh yeah, I
oriented
love
kata.
this guy.
Again, like I said, Okinawan karate systems came from China. So a lot of the techniques are very fluid, as in Kung Fu. What do you want?
How is that?
That's cool.
Is that over Kowalski?
Yeah. He's kind of Tim's second man. He's his hookah a lot. When he beats on, he goes around.
Very much. Pasai Show, once again, is a Chinese influenced kata.
Now where's this one?
I don't know how this one was good. Either Sandoval or just like
I've never been to Sandoval one, but you look familiar, so you must be vegetarian. Who's this guy?
this is Bill.
This
He's
kata is foreigner kata, found in Okinawa. And a lot of the Japanese and Korean systems will base their katas on this derail system. Thank you. Okay. Within the kata is the most important aspect of Okinawan karate because within the kata is found all of your blocks, all of your strikes,
She looks so familiar.
your focus, your power, your speed, your balance. And also within the kata are throws, hidden techniques. The Okinawans did not want the Japanese to know what they were doing, so they would hide throws within the movement. We will demonstrate that in the second year. The class is going to perform ukemi or break balls. This is a way to learn how to fall properly. When you're in class with your partner doing the throws, if you don't know how to fall properly, you can get hurt. So we learn how to
Who's
fall
the green belt?
properly.
Guy. Out of those four guys there. Who's the green
Or
belt?
break balls to warm their
The one
bodies
here?
up and they'll get into the throws.
That's Dana. That's Pat's oldest boy. It's our second oldest. Yeah. He went away this instant.
Some of these seem very simple, but if you do not do them properly, you can get hurt.
Brown Billy, the brown
No,
Billy?
not this one, but the next one to drop. The one that's going to drop now. That's Nathan. And Dana's right behind him.
Yeah.
Let's try to make two lines. Watch this. Go a little bit quicker. Yeah, go sideways and make two lines. This is called a back break ball. They're slapping out to absorb the shock when they hit. If anybody's ever slipped on the ice and hurt themselves, this break ball works. Believe me, I've used it.
I'm supposed to slap it.
Okay, simple pacer, forward rotary.
Roll on the children. We have that on film.
That's mom and son there. Betty was brave. Green dog guy in the front.
Okay, Bayou Demi, forward break ball.
And there.
Back to that.
I don't know how old is that?
Notice you're landing on the forearms to absorb the shock.
How old is he?
Maybe he'll be 16 or maybe. Sometimes they have their own. Sometimes they have sure there's a question. Not often.
Okay, one more break ball. For those of you who can do it, might be it. One flip.
Ow.
This is an advanced break ball for some of the throws that we utilize. We're landing on the shoulders and the ball of their feet. Okay, that's the guys that
Who was that last
Now we'll
time?
demonstrate some of the throws that are found hidden within the kata. For any of you who have studied the martial arts, this movement, any of the basics that you do, the downward block and a punch, is not always what it seems. Like I said, all the techniques were hidden. This movement, the downward block and the strike, can also be utilized as a throw. Downward block, throw. This is what I mean by hidden techniques. Okay, so we're going to demonstrate some of those hidden techniques. And this next throw is called a roach or hip toss. If you've ever taken a judo class or you've seen judo on the Olympics, this is one of their very basic throws. It wins a lot of tournaments. But we will do it more combative. We will block and strike before we throw. Okay, this next throw, Karate Kid 2 or 1. We did it when they were practicing out on the beach, the striking when he had the face mask on and stuff. This is the throw he did. Called practice. This technique is very basic jiu-jitsu throw. This is against a knife attack. And a lot of the launch techniques we utilize, you'll see a lot of times if a police officer has to cuff someone, we use a lot of wrist locks and joint locks. We're stepping off the mat after every throw. Okay.
Yeah.
Does anybody here watch wrestling?
All the time.
Yeah, Buddhas.
Most of your professional wrestlers, probably all of them, have studied some form of judo or jiu-jitsu at one time. They have to learn how to fall properly. And a lot of the throws that they do are martial arts throws. The first throw that I'm going to do on Jason is called tomonage or stomach throw. In wrestling, I believe they call it, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't watch wrestling that much, monkey flip. Next throw is Koronage or rice bale throw. The Okinawans out in the wheat fields, they chop down their wheat,
Rice.
they toss it to the next person in line down the field. Once it got to the end of the field, the bale of wheat, whatever they had, was pretty big. So they had to load it onto the cart somehow, and this is how they did it. In real life, on the street, you would grab a hold of the neck. When they went to fly over, you jerk. Break the neck.
Somebody else's
I have a wrist lock. This throw, you can lock with the wrist and also pull the shoulder out of socket. This next throw is a simple evasion. And in Karate Kid, I'm going to resort to this movie a lot because it was truthful and everybody's seen it. What did Miyagi say was the best way to defend against a punch? Hold me there. Hey! Completely missed the punch. I didn't even throw a block. Who's that? The next throw is the next throw. This also will break the neck. Just roughly. Just switch it around a little bit so we can do the throw without hurting the person taking the throw.
Yeah. Oh, that takes so long.
Hey, guys, they're taking a picture.
Now everybody's going to grab a partner and do some sparring.
I don't know. What? This one's trying to spar with me. Spar with him. I think that's what she did. She gets tired of it. Bad ass for this shit. Thank you. Wow, man. You got used to this guy. You guys telling me, man. Ready? Ready?
About each other! Talk to me!
Looking more like wrestling.
Yeah.
WWF. Yeah.
Now for the real name of the
Didn't I say that? I'm telling you, these guys just like wrestling.
Okay, my thing.
Yeah, talking to each other, telling what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
You got it.
Okay, what are you going you with? Like I said before, some of the other systems will put on the pads and fight. This isn't a sport. When we spar, it's light contact, but we're allowed to throw, joint lock, whatever you need to do. Stay away from the strikes to the face and the groin. The strikes to the body are allowed. Now I will demonstrate what the weapons of Okinawa. This is called a bow. The Okinawans call it a kon. K-O-N. All of the 5 traditional Okinawan weapons were originally utilized as farm tools. This was utilized to carry water and for walking. They utilized it as a striking and blocking weapon. Very basic. It's a long-range weapon. There are also katas designed for weapons. Flip will demonstrate. Matsuhika no Kon, this comes directly from China. The movements here, where he was scooping like this and striking, he was picking up sand or dirt to throw into his opponent's eyes, and then strike to the eye or the throat. Tonfa. Anyone who's familiar with police work, the PR-24 that they utilize looks just like this, a little bit longer, made out of steel or aluminum. They were designed after the Okinawan weapons, tonfa. These are made to block, strike, and throw. These were traditionally a handle on a grinding mill. And they would turn the handle to grind the rice or wheat. They utilized them as weapons. I will demonstrate one of the throws with the tonfa. We'll grab the knife. We'll do this from a knife attack just to show the blocking. Say your opponent has a knife, or actually in Okinawa or Japan, he may have a bow or a kama or something like that.
Or a semicolon.
Block, strike, and reap. Damn! Right Sides. Also used by the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. These were utilized to dig furrows in the ground. Plant the rice. The seeds that they were using. Plant the seed, cover it back up.
That was a great job by the Shady Mix. We really appreciate it. And now, Mr. Lee Murdoch.
Gama, or Nitogama. These were sickles, exactly what they look like. Utilized for cutting the wheat, whatever grain they had. And last but not least, well, not last, nunchaku. These were made basically by Bruce Lee. A lot of swinging techniques like this. These are not how they were used. A like to set everybody straight on the traditional use of these weapons because a lot of people have some misconceptions about it. Flip. These were utilized for blocking, striking, and throwing. Not just swinging around stuff, around the body, around the head, between the legs. They weren't used for that. That's for show. That's for tournaments. Breaking the skull. Groin strike. Stepping to the side, break the elbow, strangle. These can generate up to 1,600 pounds of, 1,600 pounds per square inch of power. Very easily break a bone. Very easily.
Yeah.
Well, we're watching this yet. We're watching this yet. This is over.
Monbo, this is not one of the traditional five. And the Japanese police will utilize a short stick. Guns are banned in Japan. I'll show you some basic blocking and striking techniques, and we'll do some locking techniques. Breaking the shin. Break the elbow, come around behind, lock. I like that right Locking technique. Strike to the ribs, break the ribs. Strike to the elbow, right behind there where the funny bone is, in case it's got a weapon. Open up the hand, lock. Strike to the groin, lock behind down, and throw. Got him in an arm bar, a wrist lock, hold there all day. A lot of leverage to these. Okay, last, but not least. We can go on all day, showing throws, weapons, kata, and it gets pretty boring watching just variation upon variation. I just showed you some of the basic techniques that you learn in our class. For the very first level of rank, the yellow belt, you have to learn how to use the short stick. Most systems do not teach weapons until you're advanced, brown belt or black belt. We believe you must learn how to utilize the weapons right away, just like the Chinese did. Okay. Last of all, we're going to do a key demonstration. Whatever you do, especially the kids, especially if you're in the martial arts, do not try this on your own. This takes many years of practice and special classes. I do not teach this to all my students. Very few have gone through my key class. Key, there are two types. Internal strength and external strength. Internal is what you learn after many years of practice in arts such as Aikido, Aikijujutsu, Jujutsu, and even Karate at some point down the road. This is the flow that you get, the intuition for throwing, blocking, striking, so you can defeat your opponent. External is the ability to withstand strikes. That is what I will demonstrate. If you are in a combative system, you must learn how to accept strikes as well as deliver them. What happens if you're in the street? Someone attacks you and you miss your block, or you get hit first. Are you out? Are you going to get pummeled to death and have your wallet taken for a couple of bucks? You have to learn how to take some strikes. Now the students in my class will not take the strikes that I am taking today. But you do learn how to accept the punch on certain areas of the body. About green belt level, I'll start toughening up the students once you learn your basics. What I'm going to do is take an open hand strike called Kokouchi or Tiger Mouth strike to the throat from some big guy in the audience. I don't care who it is. I want them to hit me in the throat as hard as possible with this strike. Do I have a volunteer? John. One of my old students moved up to Decatur.
Oh, wait a minute, wait.
I don't mean older than age. After this, I'll have somebody else do it, so you guys don't think that we're, putting someone on for you. I'll have total strength, but I don't think John's ever hit me. So, I'll let him hit me first. What I'm going to do is take a very deep stance. I'm going to bend down, taking a deep breath and concentrate. At that point, I'm going to start making a really funny face and breathing funny. Anytime after I stop breathing out, you're going to take a Tiger Mouth strike, hit me right in the throat as hard as you can.
Tim,
He's scared.
stay sideways to the camera so you can see the strike.
Any of the strikes that I take can be fatal. Do not try this. If I didn't know how to do this, you could collapse the esophagus, collapse the throat here.
A trachea.
And then the next technique will be a totally relaxed technique. I will not key up and tighten up my muscles and breathe out. I will close my eyes so I don't know when he's going to hit me. And he will hit me right in the solar plexus. This can stop the heart. There are plexus of nerves, the cardio plexus, the mesenteric plexus, solar plexus. They all work the internal organs. That's where someone's going to hit me. I don't care how many sit-ups the person does. I don't care how big he is, how many weights he lifts every day. The solar plexus, which is about this big, right below the ribs, the breastbone, is very small and very, very hard to develop muscle around. The only way to do it is through proper breathing exercises. And I will be totally relaxed when I take that strike. Okay. I'm going to bend down. When I come back up, take my arms back, start breathing. And then after that, get ready to go. Very good. Very good hit. Very big, strong guy. Thank you. Now I need somebody from the audience, big person, who I've not dealt with before, some stranger.
Jody. Jody.
Uh-oh.
They're exchanging names of insurance companies.
Okay. This young gentleman here has been studying the martial arts also for many years. He's not in my class, he's from another school, therefore he has never hit me before. I will take a relaxed shot to the solar plexus. And he said, already. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. One of my students here is here to catch me. When Mr. Thomas strikes me, I'm going to go flying back. Okay? Very good. Thank you very much. Okay. This is what's known as internal key. Please do not try this at home. Last formation. After we close, if you have questions, come up and
We will.
Yeah, that's big.
Thank you very much.